In 2007, he came out with a reality show called Gotti's Way. And Gotti's Way was only 2 seasons, but those 2 seasons showed me an intimate view on what it looked like to decouple, what it looked like to attempt to co-parent, the differences between what a mother felt that the family needed and what she needed as an individual, and what the father thought he needed to do to be a provider and to keep his family together.
In 2007, Irv Gotti opened the doors of his home to the world with his reality show, Gotti's Way. For 2 seasons, we got an intimate look at the dysfunction within his marriage, how he and Deb Lorenzo tried and failed to co-parent, the pain of betrayal, and the devastating effects of his infidelity. But above all, we saw how Irv's obsession with Ashanti ultimately tore his family apart. Years later, Irv still can't seem to keep Ashanti's name out of his mouth. And now, Deb is finally speaking her truth. So, what really happened? How did his obsession with Ashanti affect his marriage?
TV, Showtime, CBS, he's the boss of all this shit. And I love this guy. And he made me come in here worthwhile because I was almost like, fuck it. But at the same time, me and Bob was shooting the shit on the carpet and I loved it. And he like believes in me. So I paid for the movie. The movie that's coming out, I paid for it. Probably Paramount will probably be distributing. We gotta get the deal right, Bob. You know what I'm saying?
And will there ever be a surviving Irv Gotti documentary? Let's break it all down. When Deb married Irv Gotti in 2003, she thought she was signing up for a life of love, stability, and family. Irv was at the top of his game. He had built Murder Inc. from the ground up, signed some of the biggest artists in the industry, and was living what many would call the dream. Deb was no stranger to the demands of the music industry. She understood that Irv would be traveling constantly, working late nights in the studio, and handling major business deals. What she didn't expect was the revolving door of women he entertained while she stayed home raising their children. Irv's infidelities weren't just casual flings. They were part of his lifestyle. And worst of all, he didn't think he was doing anything wrong.
Everyone's like, why he keep talking about Ashanti? So let the people know why you keep talking about Ashanti.
Because that's why. You asking me.
That's a fair...
Did I bring Ashanti up? Or did you
No.
just ask me, why you keep talking about Ashanti? So you did it.
I did it right now, but in the song...
So here's what I'm going to say. I wish Ashanti nothing but the best. I have nothing, I'm not hooked on Ashanti. I can't get over her. That's none of that.
You're just telling your story.
I got paid to do a documentary on my life and on Murder Inc. If I didn't talk about Ashanti, you'd have been like, what type of bullshit is this that he didn't speak about? She's too important to Murder Inc. and his life. They tried to Me Too me.
They didn't try to Me Too you.
I read the comments.
What the comments say?
You know what the they says. Stop it, Shade Room.
Deb, like many women in her situation, chose to stay. She convinced herself that things would get better, that the man she fell in love with would return to her. But that was before Ashanti entered the picture. When Ashanti signed with Murder Inc., she was quickly pushed to the forefront of the label. Her voice, style, and talent made her a star. But what people didn't know was how close she and Irv were behind the scenes.
So what I like to say is just the other side. We've tried when we flirted with the idea of doing the Murder Inc. reunion tour.
I love that idea.
Yeah, she turned it down. I'm never fucking with y'all.
She didn't say that.
Basically. So, you know, when
is it about the Masters? Because I watched the Breakfast Club.
Listen.
Trying to do a good thing, good job.
Let's speak on the Masters. I know that's gonna come up.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I'm not like Lucien Grange.
But was that really the truth? Because Irv's own words tell a different story. Over the years, Irv Gotti has repeatedly told the same story, over and over again, as if he wants the world to validate his past. But here's where things get messy. Because when Ashanti moved on, that's when Irv truly lost it. When Ashanti started dating Nelly, Irv took it personally. He wasn't just bitter, he was obsessed. And that obsession bled into his home life.
I never had a problem, right?
Yes.
I could get past you wanting to be with Nelly.
Sounds like you didn't get past that. I'm just being honest.
Listen. At the time it happens, any man,
Yeah, of course.
is hurt.
Yeah, right.
The chick you fucking are in love with is with this nigga.
Country grandma.
You wanna hear how I found out?
How you found this?
Only on Drink Chat. It's on the documentary too. so
Yeah. How did you find out, sir?
I was at home.
And there wasn't no Twitter or Instagram back then.
I was at home. Listen to this shit. This is God wanted me to find out. I was at home. NBA package. I like watching sports. Oh my God, what's this commotion going on in the stadium?
Deb had endured years of emotional abuse, not just behind closed doors, but in front of their children. Irv belittled her, disrespected her, and made it clear that she was no longer a priority in his life. The things he would say in front of our kids, it was like I was nothing, like I wasn't even worth basic respect. Deb stayed for the kids. She believed that if she could just hold on a little longer, Irv would come back to his senses. But the truth? He had already moved on. In 2013, after a decade of marriage, Deb made the hardest decision of her life. She walked away, and she never looked back. But even after their divorce, Irv couldn't stop talking about the past. He continued bringing up Ashanti in every interview, refusing to let it go. Irv Gotti beat a federal case, but instead of telling that story, he chooses to talk about the time he slept with Ashanti 20 years ago. Meanwhile, Ashanti never engaged. She focused on her career, moved on, and refused to give Irv the attention he so desperately craved. Deb Lorenzo has finally reclaimed her life. She survived Irv Gotti, and now she's speaking her truth. So, what do you think? Should there be a surviving Irv Gotti documentary? And has Deb finally gotten the justice she deserves? Let's talk about it in the comments.